Hello and welcome to True Guidance Tarot. I'm Adriana Teodoro-Dier. I'm a spiritual medium and reader. I have a message for Pisces today. I have asked my guides for a message that is both specific as well as deep and meaningful for you. And because I'm reading for collective energy and Pisces, and I find this with Pisces and Cancer especially, your energy is so tuned into the collective that it's actually a very large energy that I'm reading for. So you may find that I'm speaking directly to you, but because I've asked my guides to help me make this a very spiritual message, it's going to be applicable to anyone watching this video. So welcome if you're new to the channel. I strongly encourage you to subscribe so that you stay in contact with this high vibrational advice and information every week, and that can really help you move forward on your path. And if you're returning, thank you so much for coming back and for being here with me. Your support and your willingness to listen to this information means so much to me. So I have to tell you a funny story. I usually record these readings during the day, and for some reason I completely forgot to do Pisces, and my guides didn't tell me to do it, so I know there's a reason why I didn't do the Pisces reading, and I'm reading at night. And who's out during the day? The sun. Who's out at night? The moon. And we have a beautiful half moon in the sky right now, and one of your cards happens to be the moon. So this is really significant, the fact that I'm doing this reading at night. So just kind of keep that in the back of your head and I'll explain. The energy around you this week, we've got the Six of Swords. You're meeting it with the Nine of Wands. So there's the invitation to continue your healing, to continue your moving on from that situation that had you feeling very upset, where you felt you lost a lot of energy, lost a lot of yourself, lost a lot of your self-respect, just kind of came through. And you're not acknowledging that it's already there, that this point of healing is already in front of you. You're kind of waiting for it to come to you, whereas the energy is already there for you. You can already tap into that healing, but for some reason you're just waiting. You feel like it's still not there for you. So there's this disconnect between what you feel is coming to you and what you feel is already there. So it's kind of this weird time thing going on where what you're seeking, that healing, is in your space right now, but you don't realize that, and because of that you're looking farther ahead and you're like, okay, I'm waiting for the day when my healing is going to happen. But it's like it's there for you. And so I was trying to think if I should, no, okay, they're saying move on. So this is really interesting what comes next. We've got the Knight of Pentacles looking at the Queen of Wands, but behind the Queen of Wands is the moon. So if this were just a typical reading and we didn't have this special thing going on where I'm reading for you at night, the Knight of Pentacles coming to meet the Queen of Wands would be someone like a boyfriend or significant other. That kind of energy that's seeking to plant roots with you is coming to meet you, and you're coming to meet them. But we've got this split self, we've got this split personality, the shadow side of you and the light side of you, the Queen of Wands. It's almost like you're two people. And again, the fact that I'm doing it at night, they're bringing attention to the moon, because out here in public, when this person is coming to see you or this energy is coming to meet you, this is the face that you're showing. But this is what comes before. This is the support for here. It's almost like this is the foundation. But the moon is a shaky foundation, because the moon energy is not straightforward like the sun. It's not clear or illuminated like the sun. It's not the truth being shown to us. It's actually the opposite, the truth being hidden, or things not quite being what they seem. A lot of terrors and a lot of childhood fears of the dark, fears of the nighttime, come from this subconscious moon energy, where we can't really tell what's real. We can't really tell if it's a threat or if it's going to help us. When you're looking outside in nature in the moonlight, things look weird. Like a stump may look like a monster, or so it's this kind of primeval fear of the dark that this moon card can also talk to you about, because you can't trust your senses. You have to look inside for that deeper truth. But that's a little bit beyond the meaning of what we're going right now. You're battling these two sides of yourself, and that's why you're waiting for this healing. You think it's not there because there's still a separation between your dark side, your shadow side, and your light side, the charismatic side that you're showing to everyone. And you're quite frankly scared to show everyone that dark side. You're scared to kind of go into that shadow, and you keep it very well hidden, especially from this energy that's coming forward. Now, for some of you, this is a personification of the healing you're asking for. This is also the energy of a business opportunity coming, or it could also be literally a partner coming to meet you. But you're coming from a fractured self. You're coming from a self that's not whole. And the moon it's a funny card. She's holding a hand up saying like, stop, you're not allowed to come any closer. You're not allowed to look under my mask and see who I really am. So a lot of what I'm saying in this reading to you is about authenticity, but it's about integrating and accepting that shadow side as part of yourself, working with that shadow, learning from that shadow, and understanding who it is. Because I'm drawn back to the beginning of the reading when we were looking. So the healing is here, and you're desiring that acceptance and that healing of your shadow self, all those dark issues that you know you have that we don't always want to try to heal. You're waiting for it here. But now they want me to say it. A 6 and a 9 are the same shape. If you turn the number 6 upside down, you get a 9. If you turn the number 9 upside down, it's a 6. So it's like it's two halves of the same thing, but one's upside down and one's right side up. These are two halves of the same person, but one is dark and one is light. And for you to really feel accepted and healed and whole and willing to move forward with this person, with this opportunity, you've got to figure out how to bring these two together for you, whatever that means to you. Again, I'm not reading for just one person. I'm reading for a lot. So let me see if they can give me any specific advice about here. That shadow side of yours, you really don't want to touch, they're saying. You would rather, it's okay for you to touch it when you're by yourself and no one's there, but you just don't want to bring that shadow side into your light side. You really don't want your public face to have anything to do with this shadow side. But that makes your public face weaker. It doesn't give depth to that public face because it's too superficial. It's almost like there's this is a really dramatic metaphor. You've got this writhing nest of snakes, but on top you've got this very soft, like dandelion fluff. And there's not a whole lot of peace or synergy or power in that because that fluff is not very strong and these snakes are out of control. So when you are able to make friends with those demons, they become part of your power, and your power becomes real and it becomes strong. You've got time to work on this. This is a slower energy, but it is going to come to you. So whether you've been desiring healing or that other person, that relationship or that opportunity, it is going to come. But it's kind of coming at this pace to give you a chance to make this one energy. So shadow work is not something that you do overnight. Shadow work is something that you do over and over. And every time we do it, we get a better handle on the shadow. And even, I know this is not a reading for me, but I just want to share this personal with you. The shadow for me has been coming up a lot the past few days, and I've dealt with it in longer sessions. I have dealt with it over many extended periods of time when it has really been very strong, and it's been just kind of coming up to kind of nip at my heels, I feel, but I still have to deal with it. So we're never done with shadow work because we're here and we're learning and we're growing. We learn how to deal with it, we learn how to address it, we learn how to make friends with it, but it's a process that these cards and your guides and I am inviting you to start working with, because really it does make you so much stronger. There is no fear of the dark once you realize that dark is something that you can embrace and understand and have compassion for. There's no fear of the dark. And there's no fear of showing this to someone else because you've already embraced it with compassion. And they can only mirror back to you the way you feel about yourself. So if you have embraced all those dark corners with love and empathy that you're so good at showing to other people, but sometimes hard to show to yourself, if you are embracing that within yourself, they're only going to show that back to you. So this is like truly the safest emotional place you can go, folding this all together for yourself. And also beware that especially, that's odd. Especially with women, they're saying that people's shadows and dark sides are going to be pretty strong this week. So expect to see that in other people, but you've got your own work to do with yourself. So I'm so glad I remembered to do your reading finally, because this was really a lovely and beautiful reading to share with you. So if you're feeling like you'd like to do a little bit of one-on-one work, I do have a couple different offerings. I have one-on-one readings that are kind of one-off, so you can schedule them whenever, or I have more extended support over a month or 2 or 3 or however long you feel, but it's just more consistent support for you as you're dealing with whatever's coming up in your life. So you can check them out. TrueGuidanceTarot.com is my website if you feel compelled to. Otherwise, I will see you next week, and have a good one.